Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's edition of NASCAR 07 for the Craftsman Truck Series Custom Schedule Season today, as we are racing two races on this doubleheader for a Monday night. Races 6 and 7 out of 20 on the season. Starting off with the first race under the lights at Atlanta, and then under the lights at the Lowe's Motor Speedway in Charlotte for race number 2. Be sure to like and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content as we get into tonight's live stream coverage on the video game side of things, and this should be an interesting one to say the least. The last racetrack was on 1.5 miles at the Texas Motor Speedway. It was a 50% race, led some laps in the early going, had a pit road speeding penalty that really put us back in traffic, and we were still able to recover for a top 10 finish. Ended up finishing in 8th, but it was a grind to say the least to get that 8th place finish. Hopefully we can have a better run here. We're third in points coming in. We do have the most wins this season through the first 5 races. We're the only driver with 2 wins on the season, and everybody else with the win has 1. That would be Ron Hornaday, Marvin Sheth, and Hans Good, who just won at Texas in the last race. So we'll see if we can try to get some redemption from Texas, where it looked like we had the speed to win. We will be starting last in both races tonight, so we are going to have our work cut out for us. No practice or qualifying in each of these races as well. But be sure to, again, hit that like button. Let's start this race, and we'll hope for the best here, because we're going to need to hope for the best at this point. I'd imagine it's going to be very difficult to pass. Really going to have to try to field the truck out in the early going. Corey Freet, Mark DeMars, Wade Zielinski, Michael Turner, and others, welcome to the stream. Green flag is in the air. We are underway for race 1 at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. And not a quick takeoff at all for Todd Bodine. Oh my goodness. They just absolutely launched way ahead of Bodine as he's still getting up to speed off of turn 2. A lot of 3x3 racing going on, middle of the back, in the pack of the pack. Bentley Potts, welcome to the stream as well. And already contact off turn 4. A couple trucks got together up there. That'll move Bodine up to 30th on the opening lap. We stay green. Timothy Peters leads lap 1. Probably the widest 1.5-mile track on the circuit for this 2006 season. More contact, I believe, with trucks that were 3 wide. Tough to tell for sure. Todd Bodine definitely had a big run. And he's getting after it down on the bottom of the racetrack. Had a big hole on the inside, and they're 4 wide now off of turn 2. They'll be down to 3 wide by the time they get into turns 3 and 4. Todd Bodine, man on a mission to 23rd. And he's got his rival and points leader Ron Hornaday right in front of him. And this is where he may just sit and wait. Billy Carjoy, thanks for tuning in tonight as well. Billy Kramer, welcome to the stream. Big run for Bodine, going to get to the outside of the 33 truck. But it looks like Bodine's going to pick himself on the outside lane. There's another truck pulled up in front of him. Cuts the corner down to the bottom in the center. Truck's a little loose off the exit of the corner, similar to what it was at Texas last week. Passed those first 6 trucks pretty easily on that opening lap off turn 4 when they got together, and squeezing to the inside of Ron Hornaday. Hornaday not giving him a lot of room. Big drive into the corner there to make sure he was going to clear Hornaday, and he did. Oh, and I think Hornaday and that other truck that was on the outside of Bodine off turn 4 got together. It looks like we have somebody blowing up on the outside. That's Bobby Hamilton Sr. He's trying to get to the apron of the racetrack, squeezes down in front of Eric Darnell. Bobby Hamilton blowing up, came into this race in the top 10 in points. That's another spot for Todd Bodine. He's already halfway through the field in just 6 laps. Hamilton trying to get to pit road. The Texas race went caution-free. It was a 50% race. Very loose. Bodine giving that track position up into the corner. Not wanting to risk anything there. Smart move by Todd Bodine. Drop back in line. Gets a run going. He'll go after Eric Darnell, though, into turn 1. Just didn't feel comfortable going 3 wide into turn 3 that last time. But this is an absolute rocket ship of a race truck if he can get the track position at the front of the field. With how quickly he's making passes in the early going. Loose is fast. You can hang on to it. I think he's definitely capable of hanging on. Had at least 3 different trucks lead a lap already today. A little bit of contact with Kinzer on the front stretch. Bodine's going to move his way to 15. Timothy Peters, who led the first lap, stuck on the outside. He's already back to 15th place. Bottom lane keeps getting left open. Oh, Lester, a rival, getting into the corner. Bodine moving around a lot after Lester crowds him going into the corner, making that contact. Lester threw a big block on the 126 truck as well. Ty Bodine to 11th. That was the first bit of contact he has made all day, was when Bill Lester got into him. He's got another one at Lester on the backstretch going into turns 3 and 4. Lester slams him getting into the corner. Ty Bodine hangs on to it. 3 wide right in front of the 30 truck. Gets to the inside of the 101. Bodine looking to set the pace early. Just to back off a little bit off the truck in front of him getting into turns 3 and 4. Todd just squeezing his way through. Up inside the top 5 in just 12 laps after starting last in this race. What a drive for this 30 truck. Hasn't had that dominant performance despite having 2 wins this season at Bristol and Martinsville. He hasn't won on a track bigger than a half mile. Trying to rewrite that here today. Gets crowded a little bit in the middle of turns 1 and 2. Drives on up to 3rd. And he's still looking for the lead off turn 2. Got a little too loose that time. Still carries momentum into the corner. 3 wide for the lead into 3. Bodine in the bottom. Slides up the track. He'll be clear. 5 bonus points will lead his first lap of the day. What a drive by Todd Bodine from the back to the front. And we'll take our first field pass of the race now that he's up there. And we'll drive as Ted Musgrave in the number 9 truck for a couple laps. As Todd Bodine leads the field at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. From last to first in 13 laps. Unbelievable. Johnny Benson is not in this game. No, not in any series, in fact. It looks like Bodine just lost the lead to the 160 truck. Musgrave's got to run. Looking to the outside. He did not get upside down. Goes the 123 as he climbed over Musgrave's race truck. Cautions out for the first time in this one. That was not Musgrave's fault. He got squeezed into the wall when he went to the outside 3 wide, and the 123 drove up over the left side of the truck. Ended up on his driver's side door and slides down the front straightaway. Wow. We are under caution for the first time in this one. I'm not sure if anybody will pit or not. Musgrave will pit. Nobody else will. Top off on fuel, taking 4 fresh tires, it appears, for Musgrave during this first caution. Already towards the tail end of the field anyway. But that definitely a little mistake on the pit stop there. But no, these are 100% races tonight. Thanks for tuning in also, Patrick. Man, wild start to this one, though. Musgrave might not take off well on this start. Single file restart, green flag back in the air at lap 19. And remember, Bobby Hamilton is out of the race already in this one as well. And Musgrave not taking off well in the restarts either, so both of the Germain Motorsport trucks having this problem. Trying to take off on the restarts here tonight at Atlanta. It's kind of hit or miss every track for Todd Bodine. Some tracks get up to gear fine, and some tracks I have to work on the gears a little bit, but there was no practice or qualifying entering this race, so no chance to try to make that adjustment in this one. So under that first caution flag of the race tonight, in our first race of the day. Both these races will be 200 miles. This one 130 laps, 134 at Charlotte in race 2, the Lowe's Motor Speedway. Musgrave's got a little bit fresher tires, just didn't take off well. I don't think he's got too much damage, nowhere near as much as the 123 truck, who kind of pinched himself into the wall. There's definitely no fault for Ted Musgrave on that. The 190 truck out in front is the 5th different leader in the early going of this race. It'll be interesting if this is going to be a 1 or a 2 stopper. It ended up being a 3 stopper at Texas and a 50% race. Todd Bodine stuck on the outside. He's losing a bunch of positions. He's still stuck on the outside into turn 3. He couldn't hold it. Bounces into the outside wall. The 187 going to clear him now. Big side draft on the 187. Crease incident costing you? Dang. Well, if it makes you feel any better. I picked Larson to win, and I had, who else did I have? Didn't do well last night. J.J. Yaley didn't do as well as I thought he would do. That was too risky of a pick for me. I should have known better. Here comes the run to the inside of the 22. Lester already tried to sideswipe and wreck Todd Bodine once. There'll be 3 wide into turn 3 as Lester tries to wreck him again. He goes up the track, though, with that other truck on the outside. That was all Bill Lester's fault that time. Todd Bodine did a good job keeping his truck steady. Oh! Cleared him a little too early off turn 2. And another scrape in the wall for the second time since the restart for Todd Bodine. Carries the speed off the high side off turn 4. Finally clears for 4th. Then he'll make the dive into turn 1 for 3rd. So the top 2 are getting away just a little bit. That was karma for Bill Lester. Innocent bystander to the outside of everything, too. And now the 135 truck going for the lead, and he'll be the 6th different driver to lead a lap in the first 26 of this race. Fastest lap that last time for Todd Bodine of a 30.099. These trucks are hauling the mail on this 1.5-mile racetrack today. This in Texas, the 2 fastest 1.5 miles, so back-to-back races on the schedule. Todd Bodine leans on that truck to his outside. He makes the pass for 2nd, though. 135 truck out in front. Bodine got crowded a little bit. Side by side for the lead into turn 1. You really see these trucks moving around quite a bit. It is an unstable race truck, but a fast one for Todd Bodine as he takes the lead off turn 2. Second different time he'll lead. This will be the second lap led for the 30 here today. Todd Bodine really looking at trying to pull away here. Truck is fast. Just really hoping the tires stay underneath him throughout the course of the run, because obviously going to the back to the front as quickly as he did, you'd have to imagine he probably used the tires up quite a bit in this opening fuel and tire stint. We don't know exactly how far the fuel run will be in this one. Definitely seems to be a little bit better fuel mileage-wise than Texas, even though it was enhanced with the 50% race. Still, that 250-mile event, there was 3 stops in that one.
Number 140, closing quickly, left side.
Big block by Bodine getting into the corner. He clipped the apron, washes up the hill. It bounces into the wall. And because of that bounce into the wall, he's going to lose the lead. Big block made on the back straightaway. These guys are really getting after it. A little bit of a lean. And a big slide into turns 1 and 2. And Bodine's going to be clear. He drove that truck in extraordinarily neat. Still made the pass. A lot of back and forth action in this one. And they may swap the lead again before they get back to the start-finish line. Off of turn 4. Todd Bodine does lead that lap to make the official lead change. More contact down into turn 1. Keep battling. Third place is going to definitely get back into the mix again. It is amazing what these two are capable of. We still have just under 100 laps to go, but they are really driving the wheels off of it in the early going. I don't think Bodine officially lost the lead during that battle, because he led the lap before by inches, and then he led that lap. Led about 4 or 5 now in this one. Colin, thanks for tuning in. This is not F1, no. I'm assuming he's joking when he meant that. Yeah, happy birthday to you, by the way, Wade. Bodine clipped that white line again. Washes up the hill. Leads this lap. Still side by side into turn 1. Bodine, oh boy. Overdrove that one. Somebody else blowing up on the inside of the track. It's Bill Lester in the 22. Karma strikes again for Lester. Oh, that is a little too aggressive there for Bodine as he tries to get to the lead. Really wedged himself to the inside of the 190. They cleared him off of turn 2. These guys are going to wreck if they keep battling like this. Back and forth, they continue to go. Todd Bodine got a little loose getting into turn 1 that time. Desperately trying to keep the tires underneath him. Little smoke getting down into turn 4. Must have happened further back in the pack. Going towards the outside. Chapman trying to get a run now in the back straightaway. Dawson Fair, thanks for tuning in. We'll alternate through the different camera angles for the first time in this race today. Surprise starting as far back, Todd Bodine was able to cut through the field as quickly as he did. And just like at Texas, Ron Hornaday started mid-pack in this race also. But Bodine was able to get through the field so quickly. It's going to be very interesting to see if he's going to be able to maintain in this one. Maintain the track position, that is. Have to have a fast cycling of green flag pit stops. They can make it halfway into this race. Should be a one-stopper, and honestly, as far as they've gone, just hit halfway out of gas, lap 42, coming to the end of the 42nd lap. So looking to go about 80 laps on fuel tonight. A little loose getting down into turn 1 again. Really angled that truck, I should say, off. It's a short season, but what I like about it is because there is a sense of urgency. It's a short season. The Truck Series has short races. Todd Bodine trying to stay glued to that white line. He's going to try to take this fuel run as far as he possibly can to start this race. Just ran his fastest lap, by the way, 29.992 that last lap. If he can hang it out there for 80 laps, then he will only have to go about 50 on the next set of tires to the end, as it's going to be a one-stop race tonight in race 1 of our doubleheader at Atlanta. Musgrave pitted during that last caution, and the only caution of the race, but that will only mean he could go about an extra 15 to 20 laps on fuel. That's true, we did have a caution, so maybe not going to quite be able to go 80 laps, but we'll be pretty close to it. Definitely a one-stop race, oh boy. Put the grass a little bit into that second kink on the front stretch. Truck is very light. There was a battle back and forth for the lead there with Todd Bodine in that 190 truck, but now Bodine's starting to pull away a little bit as we get deeper into this run. Has to do what he did not do at Texas. And that is make it onto pit road without speeding, assuming we have a green flag stop in this race. Absolutely have to. Finished 8th with that pit road speeding penalty still. Probably took him out of at least a chance to get a top 5. And maybe an outside chance at the win. Top 10 was okay, all things considered. Ended up with that 8th place run, but definitely deserved better. He had a faster truck than that. Probably had a top 4 truck on speed, and today he's got one of the fastest trucks in the field. Has not been able to capitalize on these intermediates so far this season. Again, the only 2 wins out of the first 5 of the season for Todd Bodine on half-mile short tracks at Bristol and Martinsville. And he didn't lead a lot of laps in either of those races. He's led barely over 100 laps so far this season. The way things are running right now in the early going of this one, may lead more laps in today's race. Well, maybe not today's race with this race alone, but in both the races today combined than what he's led all season if he can have a similarly fast truck at Charlotte. And Texas was the first mile-and-a-half track we've had on this season, too. So that is definitely one thing to note, as we are now at lap 50 in the early going of this one. Bodine trying to stay in that middle groove on the back straightaway. Just trying to make sure there's no extra draft coming from that 190 truck, trying to break it as much as he can. He's able to get out to about a 0.4 of a second lead initially. Very loose into turn 1 that time. Way too loose that time. Lost the truck, goes up the hill. Too much of the apron. And he'll lose the lead barely at the start-finish line. He was still trying to catch the truck off of turn 4. The 190 back out to the lead again. And the slingshot move to the inside off turn 2. What a battle these two are putting on. Clipped the apron a little too much. A second time, washes into the 190 and up into the wall. Loses the lead, loses second place that lap. And gonna lose third on the front stretch as well as he falls back to 4th. Right front going away. Todd Bodine losing some grip the longer this green flag run carries on. Tried to get the lead back, just couldn't quite do it. He was starting to pull away there for just a little bit. Trying to regather himself, looking to get back into 3rd place. Down into turns 1 and 2, it'll be clear. Big ol' run on the 135. A lot of fantasy trucks up at the front of the field, kind of similar to what we saw at Texas, where Hans Good was able to get the win. Yeah, I figured you meant without the caution. With the field strategy. Loose into turn 1 again. Still staying hooked to the white line, though, so he didn't wash up the track into the 135 truck. Completes the pass for second. Low exit. He's doing what he can to try to reel Chapman back in again. 135 getting ran down. It looks like he may end up losing 3rd. Todd Bodine really loose off turn 4. This truck is getting very, very hard to handle the longer this run goes. Darting back and forth quite a bit. What a battle, though. Very low exit again. Clip the apron, around he goes. He slides on the apron, gets creamed by the 191. And we've got a caution. Oh my gosh, somebody else got clipped and went up and over. Yep. Couldn't hang on to it anymore. Just got too loose that time. Up into the wall he went. Caution flag is out. A lot of trucks missed down to the apron. I think Hornaday was one of them as he got into the top 10. That was a hard hit. Head on into the wall for the 135. A couple trucks went into the wall trying to miss it further back. So the caution flag is out in this race. Todd Bodine going to hit pit road following our second yellow. I would imagine everybody... I don't know what that was all about, but I would imagine that everybody's going to be on pit road here. No, they are not. Maybe just outside the window to make it on field at the end of the race. I think that's why everybody stayed out. Except for Todd Bodine, of course. .3 seconds. All that track position lost now for Todd Bodine, unfortunately. And green flag back in the air, so the 190 back in the lead again. Todd Bodine gonna more than likely struggle on this restart. He's got fresher tires, and we have 71 laps to go. I'm surprised nobody else hit pit road. And somebody is slow on the restart. Mid-pack, I don't know what happened there. Somebody didn't take off. There's quite a bit of a gap built up right now between the trucks in the very front of the field. Back to even where Todd Bodine's at currently. Todd Bodine gonna have to go from the back to the front again. Should have a little bit more grip on fresher tires, but that truck was definitely getting looser and looser and looser. Couldn't hang on to it. And he definitely took a hard lick in that spin. Caution again. I think it's debris on the backstretch bringing out our third yellow of the race. And there was a hood laying there. And it came off of the 135 truck in second. He was the one that hit pretty hard head-on into the wall. In contact with the 191 as they were trying to check up and miss Todd Bodine, who initially spun to bring out the caution. So back under caution flag again. The plan for Todd Bodine will be to hit pit road again. Actually, we'll stay out. And there were some trucks that pitted, but not everybody hit pit road. I don't believe everybody... Oh, they did all pit, so... Green flag back in the air, and Bodine right back in the lead again. Hasn't taken off well to restart, so he's trying to block as they get up to speed, as we are officially halfway home, 65 laps down, 65 to go at Atlanta. Well, that worked out. Todd gonna lose the lead here. Didn't fall way back at the very least, but definitely lost the lead. Trying to get it back. No chance at it there. Gonna have to take these tires to the very end of the race, though. A lot of blocks going on. So everybody pitted under caution in this one. Nobody will have to hit pit, under green flag conditions. Todd Bodine to the inside looking for the lead. And he will take it back. So even with that spin, Todd Bodine out in front. Good thing he pitted when he did. Everybody else stayed out. Derek Booth, welcome into the stream tonight as well. Got almost 20 people watching right now and 19 likes already. Appreciate everybody that have hit the like button so far in this race. Be sure to do so if you haven't already. And we'll see if Todd Bodine can hang on. That 135 truck without a hood still trucking on strong. He's going to look for second place again. In the middle of turns 1 and 2. So up to 3 cautions in this first race of the night at Atlanta in the first half. Yeah, up to 21 likes now. Appreciate it, everybody. It helps these streams out a ton. Just hit 4,000 subscribers on the channel 2 days ago as well, so appreciate that. Now the question is, can Todd Bodine sustain the tires over the course of the run this time? He was unable to do so at the start of the race. He's going to have to go about the same amount of green flag laps on the tires this time around. Can he hold on to the finish? He's got clean air now versus having to pass a ton of trucks, so that will help. May lose the lead. Off turn 4. He does not lead that lap. Oh boy, a lot of contact getting into turn 1. Hangs on to it, he's still stuck on the outside. Bodine's truck wiggling around a lot on the outside groove. Into turns 3 and 4, cuts back down towards the bottom. We will take our second and final field pass of the race at the start-finish line this time by driving as Ted Musgrave, who cycled himself up to 15th. So Musgrave moving forward. I'm not sure if he has a top 10 or not yet this season. Todd Bodine trying to go right back for the lead again off turn 2. He's on the inside. Bell was definitely a good pick for your fantasy team. Yeah, I am Bell too. I just had too many drivers that didn't do well. I only had 2 of them that had top 10 finishes last night. Christopher Bell and well, Bush didn't have a top 5. He was running there most of the day. Tyler Reddick also. 3 wide. Contact off turn 4. Musgrave goes around. And a hard hit at that. Our 4th yellow of the race. The 2 trucks to the outside of Musgrave got into the wall. And that truck in the middle, who I believe was Eric Darnell, bounced off the wall into Musgrave. And around went the 9. We're going to stay out of the pits here and try to keep Musgrave in this thing. And that'll be our 4th yellow. And another restart, lap 78, green flag back in the air. Todd Bodine was close to getting into the lead, but couldn't quite get there. Musgrave up to 9th, but spun the tires on the restart. Top 8 trucks pull away. Some of the damage could be holding the 9 truck back just a little bit now. And he's going to get split 3 wide middle off of turn 2. Trying to hold on to it. Still going to be on the outside. Clears Eric Darnell off turn 4. Power move there by Musgrave. Something happened to Todd Bodine. I think he pitted during that last caution. Had to have. So Todd Bodine pitted during the last yellow. Got a couple spots back initially in the restart. He's going to be on fresher tires, but he's got a long ways to go to try to get back into this race. That is not ideal. .37 to the outside of Todd Bodine. Bodine trying to pick the field off, fresh tires. Then everybody else out there by about 10 to 15 laps. So making that inside lane work. I mean, he still has like 50 laps to try to get back into it again. So I'm definitely not counting him out of it. Carries a run, goes to the outside into turns 3 and 4. Only because he had the fresher tires, he was actually able to make that outside move work. It cuts back down to the bottom, so he's really slicing and dicing through the back of the field. Definitely been a topsy-turvy race for this 30 team. Yeah, I heard about that news Saturday night. We addressed it during the live commentary stream yesterday. Of course, they talked about it on the Fox booth as well. Flipping the apron again. Did a great job keeping it off of Eric Darnell to the outside, though. Musgrave dropping backwards on this restart after being in 9th initially. He's about to pull back to 18th. His teammate, Todd Bodine, going to get around him. Todd Bodine up to 16th already. The tires will even out once we get 15 to 30 laps into this run. But the last 20 laps of the race, it's not like he's going to really have that advantage of having the 15-lap fresher tires anymore. Trouble off turn 4, truck into the wall. They scatter around him. One down into the grass. They got sideswiped. Todd Bodine missed it all. And now he's in the top 10. And we stay green. We do not get our 5th caution of the race there. Bodine going for 9th. Major side draft. Tight spacing going into the first turn as he makes the pass for position. Todd really wants us to stay green to the end of the race just because he doesn't take off well on the restarts anyway. Race leader is getting away. He was about a 10th quicker than the leader that last lap. So there's definitely still speed in this 30 truck. He's had a top 3 truck all night, just for whatever reason pitted during that last caution to take the fresher tires to the end. Still has 2 sets left. Everybody's going to be plenty good on fuel to the end of this race. He's able to pass about 8 trucks when one of them got sideways, slapped the wall pretty hard off turn 4. Well, 3/10 quicker than the leader that last lap. Quite a few trucks to pass yet, but he got plenty of time to get there. Still 43 laps to go. Ron Hornaday's driven his way up into the top 5. Hornaday hasn't led at all in this race, though. Oh, and now there's a stack up into the first turn. Todd Bodine ran into the back of the truck that he cleared, but then had to slow up after making contact with. That would be the 178. Hoping he's an ally, not a rival. I think that is the case. I don't know what happened there. Somebody went wide and the whole pack checked up. That allowed the leader to pull away a little more because pretty much everybody from second on back stacked up, so it must have been right at the front of this group. There's Ron Hornaday. Todd Bodine beat him at Martinsville and Bristol for the win. Hornaday runner-up to the 30 truck in those races. Hornaday's only win in the season opener at Daytona, picking up a couple more spots. Picked up really a lot of spots as this race has gone on, just progressively moving his way through the field. Hornaday moving forward. Todd Bodine moving forward. Big run for Bodine down into turn 3. He's going to take it 3 wide. Got a little loose. Clipped the apron again. Goes up the hill. Backed way out of the gas to try to make the save. He didn't get completely sideways, obviously, like he did earlier. Lost a little bit of ground. Remains in the top 5. Hornaday walks up the racetrack in turns 1 and 2, but it looks like he'll remain in 3rd place. Definitely a tight squeeze. Hornaday was really going for it there and did not work out for him. The good news is Todd Bodine's led some laps. He definitely won't lead the most, but he's led some. 4 trucks under a blanket in a battle for second. The second place truck scraped the wall off of turn 2. Hornaday to the inside of him. Todd Bodine grips the white line a little too much of it. And again, as soon as you touch the apron, really grabs and pulls the race truck down even lower and causes Todd Bodine to have to check up every time. That burns the tires up quite a bit as well, having those loose moments. Hornaday to second. Todd Bodine really wants to get to Ron Hornaday before Hornaday has a shot to catch the leader and get 5 bonus points. Hornaday the points leader, and Bodine 105 points out of first coming into this race tonight. And I think Marvin Shett in the 192 truck has been really nowhere to be found this whole race. Massive run for Todd Bodine on the backstretch into turns 3 and 4. Went up the hill, made contact with Chapman, who dominated the first part of the race, and now he's in the wall off turn 4 after that contact with Bodine to get to 4th place. 1.1 seconds off the race lead. Todd Bodine a little less than a second off the leader. He's definitely closing in on him. Big run for the 30. Carries it to the bottom of the track into 3 and 4. Got to complete the pass for 3rd. Down to 34 laps to go, and Todd Bodine going for 2nd underneath Ron Hornaday. He caught him quick. Hornaday not going to take a swing at him, and Todd Bodine to 2nd. Hornaday doesn't get to the bottom quick enough. The 191 truck could get around him for position as well. 5 points per position for every spot inside the top 5. Bodine just looking to catch the leader. Wilson Eubanks is the race leader right now. I believe he's led every lap since the last restart. Stuck in 4th. I'm trying to force Eubanks into a mistake. Didn't really force him into a mistake there. We're down to 31 laps to go, and Bodine going for the lead in turn 1. Don't know if he's clear yet. He is not. Still side by side for the lead. Eubanks going to side draft the 30 a little bit. Stays on the outside group through turns 3 and 4. Todd Bodine has taken the race lead with 30 laps to go in the number 30 truck as he's trying to win his 3rd race of the season. In the first race of our doubleheader tonight at Atlanta. The way this thing is gone, maybe we end up having another one of those classic Atlanta finishes. Synonymous with this racetrack, especially around this time period in NASCAR. Just gotta hope those tires can hang on for 29 laps or so. Pulled away from Chapman for a little bit, about 10 to 15 laps before Chapman reeled him back in the early going of the race. NASCAR Vintage 17, thanks for tuning in. I wonder if Eubanks is going to be able to get back alongside Todd Bodine. Not going to do it that time. Todd definitely not pulling away by any means. Tight line on the bottom of the track into turns 1 and 2 as he holds it. Eubanks really struggling to get his truck down to the bottom of the track, though, in the corners. He's running that middle to upper groove. He's not getting a lot of straightaway speed down the back to try to get a run into the next corner on Todd Bodine. Bodine's just trying not to make any mistakes, really, at this point. Just can't be fazed by the pressure around him. Just has to run his race. Win would be huge. Cut that deficit down under 100 points. And after the Charlotte race tonight, we're only going to have 13 races left on this Truck Series schedule. So it is ticking away quickly. Really loose down into turns 1 and 2. Gave up the bottom as a result. Wilson Eubanks is there. Big block by Todd Bodine. Up the hill. Hangs on to the lead. Off of turn 4. 25 to go. Definitely a tight battle that one was. Todd Bodine not wanting to give this up. Side by side for second as they stall each other back just a little bit through 1 and 2. The 191 truck trying to capitalize on the misfortune for the 178 of Eubanks. And Hornaday starting to get into the picture as well here late. Fastest lap of the day that time for Bodine, 29.930. And he still has trucks breathing down his tail. Everybody's getting quicker at this point in the race. Not really extremely old tires to this point. 30 to 35 laps on them. 29.867, another quickest lap for Todd Bodine. I mean, maybe there's a chance he can lead the most laps in the race today if he leads all the way to the finish. 10 bonus points would be huge. I think it'd be the first time he'll lead the most laps in a race this season if he can get it done. Therefore, it'd be the first max points day of the year. Another 29.836. So the last 3 laps was the quickest of the race for Todd Bodine. And even with the battle for second being side by side again, he's just not pulling away. I mean, he's literally doing better now than he has the whole race, and they're still right there. That's how tight this battle is. Hornaday really not able to keep up with the top 3. There's a little bit of a gap behind him in the third place truck. I think a 29.87 won that last lap, a little slower than the lap before, but still in his top 3 lap times of the day. Top 2, really. Eubanks to the inside for the lead. Bodine led that lap. Wilson Eubanks going to clear into turn 1. Todd Bodine trying to slip to the bottom. Almost turned himself. Nearly turned himself getting into the corner. Chargers on the entry into 3. Gets back to the inside of Eubanks again. And Reed takes the lead with 19 to go. He's not giving up. Now the 191 truck gets to the inside. Todd Bodine with the side draft. They quickly back to the inside. That was a lead change. That time the 191 led. I don't think he's led the whole race until just now, so 5 bonus points for that driver. What a battle at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. A little more contact down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4. Everybody refusing to lose at this point. Eubanks leads. He had obviously already led before. Todd Bodine flatlines the entry into 1 and 2. Trying to hang on side by side. Still door to door into 3 and 4 as LB. Oh boy, big loose moment by Todd Bodine. Skids through it. I don't know how he drove out of that and took the lead, but he did. Might have gotten a bit arrow loose from the 191 truck from behind. The 191 slides into second. Hornaday back in the mix again after all the battling in front of him. He was starting to lose the top 3. Not anymore, and he wants a shot to win. Now, Hornaday hasn't led at all in this race. With 15 laps to go, he's running out of chances to try to get 5 bonus points. 29.823 for Todd Bodine, and he just clinched the most laps led, leading that last lap. Hornaday and Bodine have finished 1, 2, 3 twice this year, and in both races, Todd Bodine won. At Bristol and Martinsville, and now at Atlanta, they go head-to-head again. But there are a couple other trucks in the mix, though, today. And Hornaday not going to be in second for long as the 191 gets back to the inside. I wonder if there's enough laps for anybody else to get into the mix with the top 4. And all 4 of these trucks have to be running their fastest laps of the day because Todd Bodine definitely is, and everybody else is keeping up with him. We haven't seen this type of a battle all race long until this battle started about 10 to 15 laps ago. As it carries closer and closer to the finish of this race. 11 laps to go at the start-finish line. Hornaday into P3 again. And Todd Bodine getting the most laps led. If he can get the win as well, obviously we know that'd be huge, but Hornaday not leading a single lap for the second straight race would also be huge. Marvin Shett looking like he's going to lose a lot of points in this first race to these 2 trucks ahead of him, unless he has worked his way into the top 10. mean, Todd Bodine really didn't run 29-second lap times until after he pitted the second time. Weren't any adjustments made to the race truck at all in today's race either, but he's running some good laps. And they drop it back to P4. Seven laps left. Make that 8 laps to go. Great battle for second. I'd almost argue the battle for second's been better than the battle for the lead. Apologize, I don't know who's in that 191 truck in NASCAR 07 yet, but haven't really seen him towards the front of the field at all this season. Wilson Eubanks in the 178 truck. I believe that's the number. Actually, I don't think it's the 178, but Wilson Eubanks is that green truck in the battle for the lead as well, and obviously we know Ron Hornaday's in the 33. One of the actual truck drivers in this game. Another crisscross in the battle for second. I think the 191 may be a little bit quicker. I think Eubanks has kind of fallen off over the course of the run. It's the reason these three have kind of ran him down. He's not fallen away, but he's not really able to challenge Todd Bodine quite like the 191 truck has in the late going into this race, as we're down to just 6 laps to go. Right front tire starting to go away on Bodine's truck. Breaking that draft a little bit on the backstretch. Doing whatever he can to hold on to this lead. 5 laps remaining at the Atlanta Motor Speedway in race 1 of our doubleheader tonight. Todd Bodine trying to win for the 3rd time this season and the 3rd time in 4 races. Be 4 straight top 10 finishes. After 2 finishes outside the top 20 in the first 2 races of the season. Clipped the apron a little bit, goes up the hill. Gonna hold on to the lead, but he definitely overdrove 3 and 4 that lap. 4 to go. Didn't need that. He regathered himself pretty quickly, though, despite the slight mistake. It wasn't enough of a mistake to lose the lead. Might have been enough of a mistake that actually caused the 191 truck to maybe check up in the middle of 3 and 4, and now Eubanks going back for second again. They're going to stall each other's run out just a bit more. Eubanks is clear off turn 4. 3 laps to go for Todd Bodine. Now the right rear's starting to wear out a little bit on this 30 truck. Hornaday's been in 3rd at times in this run. I think he got the 2nd at one time in the late going, but hasn't really put any pressure on Bodine to take the lead. And I don't think Eubanks is really going to either, unless Bodine makes a major mistake in these final 3 miles, as we have just 2 laps to go in this race. Clean air advantage seems to be the king for Todd Bodine late. They're able to keep up with them, even with the 30 truck running some really fast lap times in the late going. But they just don't have the speed to really get back alongside of him. And we're down to the final lap, 1 to go. Gonna finish this race off with 4 cautions. Todd Bodine trying to make his 3rd victory lane trip of the season. 191 going a bit wide through 1 and 2. He's going to lose 2nd place of Eubanks just a little bit. Eubanks about a truck length and a half off the lead into 3 and 4. Bodine, oh my gosh, really flatlined it there, and he just about gave up the lead off of turn 4. And he should be able to hold on to it. He gave the room to the bottom and wins the race. It was a bad time to make a slight error, but he ends up holding on to get the win regardless. And Todd Bodine wins his third truck race of the season in race 1 of our doubleheader tonight at Atlanta. Awesome. Max points day for Bodine, leading 59 of 134 laps in race 1 in the John Deere 200 at Atlanta. 4 cautions, 37 lead changes amongst those lead changes late in this race especially. 146.13 miles an hour average race speed, 1 hour, 22 minutes, and 11 seconds. Total time in this first race tonight. Margin victory, 0.03 of a second over Wilson Eubanks, who led 27 laps, finishing second. Phillips finishes in third. Ron Hornaday didn't lead a lap, finished in fourth after starting 16th, and Chapman rounds out the top 10. He led 25 laps today. Teague ends up leading 2 laps, finished 6th. Jackson 7th, no laps led. Grant led 4 laps, finishes 8th. Clement led 1 lap, finishing 9th. And Vance rounds out the top 10. Just 2 actual truck regulars in real life from the 2006 season actually finished in the top 10. In this one, we had quite a few trucks finish on the lead lap. Those 4 cautions, we didn't really get into lap traffic and all. Ted Musgrave led 1 lap today. I'm not sure where he led that, but I guess he did. 5 bonus points for him. Finishes 17th. And Bobby Hamilton Sr., Bill Lester were the only 2 trucks to blow an engine, both very early in the race. They were the only 2 trucks not to finish on the lead lap in race number 1. So I'm going to mute everything real quick. I'm going to update the points at the top of the screen. And then we'll get on with the second race for the Quicker Steak and Lube 200 at the Lowe's Motor Speedway. Regine Huddleston and Dylan Fisher, welcome into the stream as well. So we got the first winner tonight, and we'll see if we can go for the sweep of this doubleheader. I won race 1 in the last doubleheader at Martinsville, but then I finished 8th at Texas. So we'll see if we can get the job done here. But yeah, 3 wins in the last 4 races. 4 straight top 10 finishes now for Todd Bodine on this season. And we were the first driver to 2 wins, and now we're the first to 3. Led 59 laps in that race, which gives us 204 laps led on the season. We had 145 laps led on the year coming into this race. And we led 59 in the first one. I was hoping to kind of lead more laps through these 2 races tonight than what I led in the first 5 races leading up to it. It's going to be tough, though, because we're starting last at Charlotte again, but we were able to do that and still win this one. Hopefully I can do that with this next race. Oh, my phone's on the charger back there. I was about to... I'll update the point standings first then. So Hornaday with 3 wins now. Ron Hornaday still the points leader. Todd Bodine going to move into second place in points now. And he is definitely running him down. Marvin Sheth had a terrible run. It's 178 back. He was only 18 back going in. I wonder if Sheth didn't even run. For him to lose that many points, I'm curious if he even ran the race. Oh, I put Clement in here twice. Whoops. Thought I messed up. So that's 5. 6. Leicester, even with the blown engine, still 6th in points for Leicester. Eric Darnell moving into the top 10 in points. Highest running Roush Fenway driver this season. Bobby Hamilton Sr. still in the top 10. He also blew an engine. And Eubanks finishing second moves into the top 10 now. Alright, so no practice or qualifying, and on to race 2 we go. Do you like Todd Bodine or purely random choice? Honestly, Todd Bodine was my favorite truck driver growing up, but I left it up to a bunch of voting polls before I started the playthrough in all 3 series of NASCAR 07 to let you guys vote for who I was going to race as, and you guys voted for me to race as Todd Bodine, so that's actually why we're racing as it for the season. But trying to sweep the doubleheader tonight, starting last in both races. So did it with race 1. Hopefully we can do it for race 2. Like his brother Brett, seems to never won anything really remarkable, but I like him despite everything. Well, that's cool. Just grabbing my phone so I can check out what our average finish is through the first 6 races. An 11.3 average finish. So not bad. Honestly, 11.3 pretty good. The 4 straight top 10s after finishing 32nd at Daytona out of 36 trucks and 25th at Milwaukee out of 36th as well. So I think we'll be on it here for race 2. $28 likes on the stream so far. Appreciate that, guys. See if we can get that to 50 by the end of the night with one more race still to go. About to start it right here. 200 miles, 134 laps. Let's get into it. Hopefully the truck takes off better on the restarts than what it did at Atlanta. Luckily, we went about 43 laps, green flag to the end. All 4 of those cautions came out in about the first 80, just under 90 laps into the race. Took off better than Atlanta, but not great. And Ron Hornaday starting on the pole in the second race. leads the field down into turns 3 and 4. It is going to be very difficult to pass trucks in this field here today for Todd Bodine. Much narrow 1.5-mile racetrack compared to that last race, of course. It's Todd Bodine receiving 5 bonus points. First time he's led a lap in 4 races. Last 2 he did not lead, or 3 races. He didn't lead a lap in the last 2. No practice or qualifying. It's going to be very tricky trying to make these passes. Todd Bodine going to do his best, though. It is definitely sketch getting through there. A little loose in the middle of turns 1 and 2. Not terrible. This is fast if he can stay off of everybody, and at least he was able to stay off the first 5 trucks as he passes through the field over the last lap and a half. Skirting the rear tires a little bit. I don't like that. A bit of a checkup off turn 4 in front of him. Actually had to get on the brakes off turn 4 to not make contact with anybody. This is... I don't feel that this is going to be easy getting through here. Contact with the back of Eric Crocker, the front stretch that bogs down the 30 truck of Bodine. Then he got crowded as the 121 probably thought he was clear. Now Bodine gets clipped from behind. Merges himself back into traffic. I think that might have been the 126. Got into the left rear corner panel of Bodine, who was trying to get his momentum back. Powers down on the inside. Moves forward a bit. Back into 29th. Truck is a bit loose again. Up to 28th. A lot of the field still 2x2 right now in the middle of the pack. It is tight getting through these corners. The Lowe's Motor Speedway, but Todd Bodine still working his way through it. Definitely not an easy job. A lot of contact into turn 1. I'm almost sweating trying to get through here. It's a little warmer in my house too, but it is not easy getting through these guys. A lot of contact getting into turn 1. The 163 up into the wall as a result. I don't know if he got ran into from behind or just got loose getting into turn 1. But I kind of ran into the back of the truck in front of him, but they still got underneath the 163. I don't know if Musgrave has gotten a top 10 or not yet this season. Bodine just ran his fastest lap, 30.027 that last time. Makes a pass for 22nd. Big run in the middle of turns 1 and 2. Really let it hang out. Couldn't get down to the bottom. He really wanted to there. Now we got to the bottom. Oh, and he slipped into turns 1 and 2. Got to the inside and might have pushed the entry to the corner a little bit too hard. Sideways as he made contact with the truck that he was on the inside of. Main's in 21st. Now the truck behind him just got loose off turn 4, wiggled back and forth a bit. 3.5 seconds off the lead. Hornaday has led all 12 so far. It's like Atlanta should be a scheduled one-stop race. Bodine ended up making 2 stops, but never pitted under green. Nobody did. Ended up pitting under yellow a couple times. Worked out for him. Won the race. And still led the most laps with 59 laps led. Truck in the wall. Eric Darnell in the middle of 1 and 2. I don't know how everybody got around him. There was a lot of trucks side by side behind him as that was happening. Bodine's got to run to the inside of his teammate, Ted Musgrave, getting into turns 3 and 4. What a move by Todd Bodine. 3 wide, making passes up to 18th. Now trying to get a run on the 99. Into turns 1 and 2. And he makes the pass for 17th. Not getting through the field as quickly maybe as Atlanta, but he is getting through the field quickly. And 3 wide again. Second straight lap into turns 3 and 4, and again it works out. Todd Bodine now in the top 15. That 14th. Had a run on Timothy Peters, gets to the outside off turn 2. Look at the speed in this 30 truck. Couldn't quite clear Peters getting into 3 and 4. It definitely feels that this 30 truck handles a little better on the outside in this race than what he did at Atlanta, as he still passed Peters up high. Gets to the bottom of the next lap truck, flatlines it into the corner, slide job and clear. 134 looking to cross him back over. Can't actually get there though. Red Wings taking out the Stars tonight. I think there's only 2 games left. 3 games left. 3. Yeah, 3 left for Detroit. They're eliminated for playoff contention, so I probably won't end up watching it. .026 that last lap for Todd Bodine. Drives his way to 11th. Hornaday definitely pulling away at the very front of the field. Todd Bodine moving back and forth on the back straightaway. Couldn't quite get to the inside of the truck in front of him though. And now he does on the front stretch. Definitely been a wild ride for him to get to where he's at in the running order. Made some aggressive moves. But panned out for him. 2 trucks get together off turn 4 on the outside. And he may get by both of them by the time he gets into turn 1. Shut the door quickly to make sure he was clear, and he's up to 7th. capitalize on that mistake. There's one truck on the outside that was also there, and he was able to sit by him as well. That would have been Eubanks in the 38, who was tucked in line behind him.
Number 22, isn't going to give up that position easily.
Bill Lester's going to be an interesting pass. 29.987. Fastest lap of the day for Bodine in the first 22. 3-0 already? Jeez.
The 22 car, one.
Oh, Lester! Blocked Todd Bodine down into the grass on the front stretch.
The 22 car isn't going to let you by him. Try to pass him around the corner.
That was uncalled for. Lester coming off an engine failure. In that last race.
Put the block on. The 22 car is in the hunt.
Todd squeezes underneath him.
Still alongside.
Trying to side draft Bill.
Number 22, trying to block.
No chance there. Going to the outside. Bit of a power slide off turn 4. Can't keep the momentum up.
The 22 car has been blocked. The 136 car is in the run. Wants them to make a move.
Contact.
Now, come back behind you, man. Okay, we're clear.
But with it, Bodine is clear and up to 6th. Looks like Scott Lagacy Jr. is going to get by Bill Lester as well. He's trying to run down Ron Hornaday right now, who continues to lead this race. Not quite pulling away like he once was at the very beginning. Alternate through the different camera angles for the first time in race 2 of our doubleheader tonight. Hornaday may lose the lead here before long. It looks like Hans Good in the 180 truck has ran him down. Hans may have overdrove the corner. It's a lot lower sooner than Hornaday. Couldn't actually stay underneath him though. Yeah, it looks like he's a little tight center off. He may be driving it in too deep. Big moment that time by Todd Bodine off turn 4. I don't think he clipped the apron either. Definitely got a bit loose, held on to it. Scrubbed off some of his lap time. Marvin Schett, who's third in points, is the truck in 5th. I think Bobby Hamilton Sr. in 3rd after blowing an engine in that first race. Bodine's got a massive run on Marvin Schett off turn 4, and he's all over his back bumper into turn 1. Bobby Hamilton looking for second place. Got a truck blowing up on the inside of the racetrack. The back straightaway is Scott Lagasse blowing up. Marvin Sheth was crowding the 30 truck on the backstretch. Todd Bodine was trying to make the pass for position. And staying on the throttle, nearly got into Lagasse, who was on the apron. Bodine getting squeezed off again there in the middle of 1 and 2. Lagasse's made his way to pit road. Tough start to the season for the 04 team. Yeah. Todd Bodine trying to say, hey, give me a little bit more room. Makes his own room and makes the pass on Marvin Sheth for 5th. Bobby Hamilton finally to the inside of good off turn 2. He's taken a look a couple times, but he actually hasn't been able to get there until just now. And no, again, it looks like he wasn't able to get underneath him. They both go up the track in turns 3 and 4. Too low of a dive, though, off the exit corner for Todd Bodine as he was trying to make the pass on Claiborne for 4th. 100 laps to go here at the Lowe's Motor Speedway in race 2 of our doubleheader tonight. Caution free in this one so far. Haven't gone caution free in a 100% race yet on NASCAR 7 in any series, but we did once in the Truck Series on a 50% race at Texas. Claiborne a little wiggle off turn 4, and Todd Bodine passes him cleanly for 4th place. Bobby Hamilton Sr. has done a lot right now trying to hang on. Bodine clipped the apron a bit off of turn 4, had a slide, had to hold on to his race truck. It is looking like this should be a one-stop race here today. Most of the field took one stop at Atlanta. It's looking like it's going to be one stop again here at Charlotte. We will alternate through our different camera angles one final time in this second race now. And Bobby Hamilton get around Hans Good this time. I think Bobby Hamilton might be a little quicker than the leaders. He just can't pass Hans Good. Maybe a little too equal with each other. Oh no, he actually got around him that time. Does Bobby Hamilton have anything for the leaders? 29.996 that last lap for Todd Bodine, his quickest of the race. And the second lap that he has ran in the 29-second lap barrier here at Charlotte in race 2. Saw a lot more of that, especially the second half of the Atlanta race. And Bodine into the wall, pushing a little too hard there. Lose a slight bit of ground there on the top 3 off of turn 4. .833 that last lap. Hornaday Gonna lose the lead to Bobby Hamilton Sr. Hornaday was able to drop back in line in second. 5 bonus points for Bobby Hamilton, leading his first lap of the night. Didn't lead any in the first race at Atlanta. Halfway out of fuel at this point in the race. Very similar to the point at which we did so in the last race. I don't think there was contact with Hans Good there. Definitely got a piece of the apron getting into turn 1 as he was held tightly on the entry to the corner. And was able to get the third. And Bobby Hamilton trying to pull away from Ron Hornaday just a little bit. I don't think Tom Bodine's got quite as quick of a truck as he did at Atlanta. He's having a harder time trying to keep up, especially now that Bobby Hamilton's in the lead. Versus before, it was the 33 of Hornaday that was up there. I just bounced into the wall off turn 4. Yeah, I don't know. I think those top 2 trucks may be just a little too strong. Take our first field pass of the day for race 2. He'll drive as the 9 truck of Ted Musgrave, who is in the 14th place position. He's got a truck underneath of him. Off of turn 4. Not going to be able to get to the bottom, though, into turn 1. Carries the momentum off turn 2 on the outside, though, and they'll be able to pull clear. That truck underneath them. That was not wise. That's going to drop Musgrave back after that contact. From 14th to 18th. Big slide by Ted Musgrave. Hate to see that as he's trying to get his first top 10 of the year.
Okay, buddy, let's do it.
Still in third. It's Todd Bodine into turns 3 and 4. Just stayed in front of Hans Good. Just got to get that second field pass out of the way. I'm doing it right now, all at once. The AI might be a little quicker driving my truck than what I am. 50 laps in. Longer than any green flag run that we ended up having in that first race at Atlanta. That first caution came out at lap 18 earlier today. Musgrave about 12.7 seconds off the lead. Closing the gap on the 6 truck of David Reagan. Might have a chance to get to 17th before we swap back to Todd Bodine. Pulling low into the corner. Reagan, wide corner entry there. Musgrave was smart, stayed behind him that time. And he's not going to be able to get around him yet. It looks like Todd Bodine has followed back to 4th as Hans Good has gotten back around him for 3rd. So I thought Hornaday was the one to beat, but on the longer run it seems like Bobby Hamilton's got a little bit better truck than the 33. To see who will be the one to cycle through green flag pit stops just a little bit better. I like to think that Bodine can make it nearly 80 laps at a full tank. Hans Good was about down in the grass trying to block Todd Bodine on the front stretch. Todd Bodine is doing what he can to get to the inside of Hans Good into turns 3 and 4. He'll finally get there. He gets back into 3rd place, which is tied for the highest he has been in the running order tonight. But is there a way that he could catch the top 2 of Ron Hornaday and Bobby Hamilton? Slides up the track a bit into turns 3 and 4. Trying to make sure Hans Good wasn't going to really have a chance to get underneath him. I wonder if there may be drivers that split this race in half and pit around lap 65. Could be possible. Todd Bodine's starting to reel in the top 2 just a little bit. It's taking a while during the run to try to get to here. Right front wearing out on the 30 truck just a little bit. Looking for 2nd on Ron Hornaday. Hornaday bottoming out in the middle of turns 1 and 2. Oh. Bobby went up the track a little bit. Contact made. That definitely slowed Todd Bodine down a bit on the front stretch as well. There's the run Bodine needed to get to the inside of Hornaday. Side by side for 2nd into turn 1. And just like that, Todd Bodine sits in line in 2nd place behind Bobby Hamilton at lap 60. Todd Bodine not in really a sense of urgency trying to get around this 18 truck right now. He's willing to just kind of stay behind him. Run the best laps he can. And if he can pull away with the 18, it's perfectly fine. Just doesn't want Hornaday to get too close to that rear bumper to maybe take the air off the spoiler, the 30 at all. Oh, contact! That was accidental. Never mind. I guess Todd Bodine's going to get into the lead after all. I don't think Bobby Hamilton appreciated that. Hornaday moved into second. And Todd Bodine's going to have his first lead of the race. Whoops. There's the 5 bonus points. I wasn't even really trying to pass him there. I'm surprised I got to his inside. Had more of a run than what I thought I had. So Hornaday probably the fastest short run. Medium run goes to Bobby Hamilton, and then the very long run maybe going to Todd Bodine. The right side tire's wearing out this point in the run. Still caution free in this race as we're about halfway home. 2 laps away from the halfway mark officially. How spaced out the 4 yellows were in that first race of 200 miles. This 200-mile race, we could see lap traffic. Especially if we get into green flag pit stops, which everybody's going to have to pit soon. And yeah, some of the leaders coming in now. A lot of breathing room. So both Ron Hornaday and Bobby Hamilton Sr. pit at the same time. And Ron Hornaday was in second when he pitted. Bobby Hamilton was in third. Obviously, Todd Bodine, the leader, as the green flag pit stop start. Bodine's just going to run this out as far as he possibly can. Just in case we get a caution. Because you never know. If he could trap the 18 and the 33 a lap down, that'd be extraordinary for Todd Bodine. As they're a lap down as we speak. And definitely going to be the 2 trucks to beat in the second half of this race. I mean, pretty even in the lap sled category amongst them all as well. Musgrave into the pits. Clean air still for Bodine. Where are some of the lap trucks that cycled out? And 1 truck into the wall off turn 4 behind Todd Bodine. Quite a bit of the field is already pitted. The vast majority have. A few still staying out. Plan will be to pit at lap 81 for Todd Bodine. That'll be his lone stop of the day. It will be a 4-tire stop. The truck's loose. I feel like on the shorter run, it's actually looser than what it was at Atlanta. But on the longer run, it doesn't feel as loose as it was in that Atlanta race. And whoever was in second there, who I believe was Hans Good, that was closing in on Todd Bodine, just pitted. So Bodine continues on with the lead. Still going to pit at lap 81, though. I think that'll be about 20 laps led, 19, 20 laps led for Bodine then when he hits pit road. He definitely won't be the leader anymore. I wouldn't be surprised if he cycled back to about 4th place, honestly. All 4 tires in the yellow on the tire wear indicator. Nobody directly in front or behind him, so there's no chance of him really getting aero loose with how old the tires are. And obviously going to be a clean air this entire stretch until he hits pit road in a few laps. So might as well take advantage of it when you can. And a 1 lap lead on the field in case we do end up seeing him catch a caution at the right time. There's one truck that's coming out of the pits down to the bottom of the track in the 107 that Bodine will get to the outside of into turns 3 and 4, but he can't clear him into the corner. And Bodine couldn't hold the outside very well either. He bounced off the wall. Well, I wasn't thinking anybody was going to come out of the pits there. I thought everybody pitted already, but I guess not. Those pit stops really started right at the halfway mark. Caught the 107, a little bit of contact. Got to the inside, the 107 fighting to try to stay 1 lap down. Did for a moment. They'll fight again on the front stretch with a block on Todd Bodine. A clean one that time, though. A little bit of traffic is definitely starting to hold Todd Bodine up a bit. Sorry for the stream lagging, by the way. I didn't realize OBS was that bad. If it ever starts to do that, guys, just let me know. Let me know in the chat if it is actually lagging for you guys. I don't know if it's just my end. No, it does look like it's on both. So give me a second. I'm going to restart my laptop real quick, and then I will continue on the rest of the stream. So hold tight. It might be a couple minutes, but try to get... Apologize there. Keep this race moving. Bodine got to the inside of the 107 that time on the front stretch, but he gets cut off again into turn 1. He backed out of the gas to let that truck go that time. So again, everybody has made their one and only stop of the race except for Todd Bodine, who continues to lead. He's going to stay out one more lap. And the plan will be to pit at lap 81. We'll slide off turn 4. That kept it from getting underneath the 107 this time. Down to 64 laps to go. Make that 54 laps to go in the race. Yeah, rain delay. Slight rain delay, just like 3 minutes. Bodine's got a lot of room behind him. He will be coming into the pits. Bit of a power slide there, but no speeding penalty like he had in a 1.5 mile race at Texas. So it'll be 4 tires and fuel for Todd Bodine. And this is the money stop. It looks like the Jackman having some problems trying to jack the right side of the race truck up. Give me a second, I'll pause it again. I'm not sure, Come on. Overload. I think, it might be my internet that's actually lagging. I don't think it's OBS or my laptop. Rain delay again, yeah. Second rain delay of the race. Running on 30 frames per second. Come on. It might be working now. Well, it's lagging again. I am on Spectrum Internet. I have to reset the router sometimes. And then it works. Yeah, it's not running full strength. Okay, I believe we are good to go now. I closed out OBS. Restarted OBS back up again. I did that before, but I tried like deleting all the presets. I had to log back into the game capture card and get my camera turned back on. So I just basically reset anything I could on OBS twice. But second time, I guess it worked. So, all right, on with the rest of the race. Just made a 4-tire stop. Very slow pit stop for those of you wondering. The Jackman was having some problems on the right side of the race truck for Todd Bodine. He also stayed out of the pits about 15 laps longer than anybody else, so he is going to cycle pretty far back. As it looks like Bodine's going to be in 7th place. Make that 8th place as he leaves pit road. So we will see how long it's going to take for him to try to get back through the field. 11 seconds off the lead. It was a very slow pit stop. If it gets bad again, try to let me know in the chat, and I'll hopefully see you guys as soon as I can. Squeezes to the inside of Lester. Lester took a swing, and that put Bodine into the wall. Todd Bodine does not need that. My gosh. Completely chopped off Lester again. And that time, Todd Bodine hangs on to the race truck, but that definitely cost him a lot of time trying to make that pass for 7th. We're down to 50 laps to go at the start-finish line. A lot of laps left still in this race. But it is going to be very difficult to catch the leaders without a caution as he's 12 seconds off the lead. A lot of clean air in front of him. Leaders in lap traffic. But a slow pit stop for Todd Bodine. He was going to give up the lead regardless. I was expecting him to fall back to 4th. Hans Good actually cycled to the lead following those pit stops. We haven't had a 100% race go caution-free yet in any of these 3 series. This could be the first one. It could be the second truck race of the season to go caution-free. Both on 1.5 miles. Texas in a 50% race that was only 67 laps. Went caution-free as well. Hans Good has not led a lap today until cycling to the lead, and he was one of the last trucks to pit. Not as long of a stay out of the pits as Todd Bodine, but he definitely stayed out a little bit. You would hope that 15-lap pressure tire is going to be enough to eat into this lead at least a little bit, but considering this is the first year on the surface at Charlotte in 2006, maybe not. Todd Bodine a little bit quicker than leaders, but I don't know if he's quick enough to overcome the deficit. So 2 trucks up in front of him that would be for position. So he can definitely get back inside the top 5, and I think honestly he can drive up to 4th, but the top 3 are going to be very difficult to catch. Really going to have to be spotless the rest of this race. Only a 1/10 of a second faster than the race leaders that last lap. When you only have 1 stop in a short race like this, have to be on it with the pit crew. Jackman making the mistake was definitely costly for Todd Bodine. Can't tell who the first truck is that he may catch. Second truck is going to be Marvin Sheth. .136 truck, another fantasy truck, so two of them in the top 10 in front of Bodine. This will be the second win on a mile and a half for Hans Good after winning at Texas on the first mile and a half, and obviously Bodine won earlier today at Atlanta on a mile and a half. Big squeeze into turn one, and very fortunate that 136 truck did not completely crowd Todd Bodine there. Bodine going to make the pass quickly for sixth. Has a nice little run on the backstretch into turn three as he closes in now with Marvin Sheth in the 192, who was very difficult to pass earlier in the race. .7 seconds off the lead. He's going to stay behind Sheth for right now. Try to see if maybe the draft will help a little bit. We're not going to be in dirty air. I don't know, only a tenth quicker. One truck blowing up. It's the 107. He was already a lap down. Now he's not even going to make it to the end of the race. Guess it's probably going to be better for Todd Bodine just to get around Marvin Sheth. Two tenths quicker than the leaders that lap. Marvin drove it in a lot deeper than Todd Bodine that corner. They're catching out to the fourth place truck. Todd Bodine didn't take off well in the start. 107 truck still didn't get to pit road yet. We're down under 40 laps to go already. 39 laps left. This race has gone by so quickly. We have hit 30 likes on the stream. Appreciate everybody for hitting the like button so far. Sorry we had to take a bit of a break there in the middle of this race. Had some lagging issues with OBS. It was not my internet like I thought it was. This is Claiborne, if I remember correctly. He's going to go down trying to block Marvin Sheth on the back straightaway. Todd Bodine has not been able to pass the 192 truck of Marvin Sheth at all during this run. And he's going to have to pretty quickly. 9.7 seconds off the race lead. Ted Musgrave was in the top half of the field before the green flag pit stops. I'm hoping he's there still. If he slows down Hans Good at all, that could help Bodine. Catching up on some lap cars just up ahead as well. Trucks are going to be harder and harder to pass. Further up through the running order they go. Todd Bodine to the inside of Marvin Sheth to move him in the top 5. All clear before getting into turn 1, and he's got the 4th place truck right in front of him. On the backstretch as they get to the inside of a couple of lap trucks. Todd Bodine going to have to stay behind him. Oh, off of turn 4, a little bit of contact. Clip of the grass. Tight getting down into turn 1. Oh, and they end up in the wall. 3 wide did not work that time. Getting into the first turn. And Bodine falls back to 6th. And he'll lose more ground, obviously, on the leaders. That was not needed with 34 laps left in this race. Cut the lead down to about 9 seconds. Lost about 9/10 of a second that last lap alone. Should have maybe waited a little bit longer to get through the lap trucks first. That's the sense of urgency Todd Bodine has right now to try to get through the field. Marvin Sheth with the run on Claiborne again. Bodine to the inside of Sheth off turn 4. He passed Sheth cleanly the first time. He just couldn't get by the next truck of Claiborne. 2/10 quicker than the leaders again. Clear for 5th into turn 1. So we're going to have Musgrave try to slow up the leaders a little bit. Honestly, really hoping that he does. Not sure where exactly he's at in the field. Todd Bodine to 4th. There's a chance Musgrave could have been a lap down. Already behind Hans Good. 9.3 to 9.4 seconds off the lead. I think Todd Bodine's too far back. Quickly pull it away for Claiborne. It's probably better he got around him. It definitely took him almost 10 laps really to get by Claiborne for position when he first caught him. Got underneath him 3 wide with a lap truck to the outside the one time. Then they ended up making contact with each other. And ended up falling back to 6th again. Inside your 86 for tuning in. .8 seconds off the lead. Closing quickly. I think Hans Good's getting held up right now. And even on the backstretch, it appears as well. And we're going to have Ted Musgrave try to really block Hans Good. Clean air in front of Todd Bodine as he tries to run the leaders down. Oh boy, clip the apron. That is a big slide that's going to cost him some time off turn 4. 8.2 seconds off the lead. He was 12 seconds back. Honestly, he'd be lucky to get that lead down under 3 seconds at this rate. Still caution-free, 110 laps in. Todd Bodine gonna need a yellow. I don't know how many seconds that pit stop cost him, but again, there was an error on the green flag stop where the jackman had troubles trying to get the right side of the race truck jacked up on the 30 of Todd Bodine. He loses by more than 2 seconds. It's tough to tell if that would have costed him the win or not. Definitely closing in on Ted Musgrave. See him dropping back. Slowed the leaders down a little bit. Todd Bodine quickly pulls around Ted Musgrave, getting into turns 3 and 4 after he has lost a lot of ground. Oh, I was not trying to swap. It was not the time to do it. Trying to get him to block for us. Got momentum going again. Cut the lead down to 7.9. 20 laps left. Honestly, though, considering Todd Bodine doesn't take off all the restarts like he did at Atlanta as well, it's going to be very, very difficult for Todd to win this race, even on a late race restart. It's his best chance to win the race because he's not going to run down Hans Good under green flag conditions. It's just not possible. He's 7.8 seconds off the lead. We're getting down to the point he's going to have to be about 3 to 4 tenths quicker a lap, and he's just not that fast. Definitely had a quicker car at Atlanta, led the most laps in that one, but here today at Charlotte, it was just very tough to catch up to Ron Hornaday and Bobby Hamilton. They seem to be better than us, but Hans Good cycled to the lead through the green flag stops, and he's going to be the one now that may go on to win this race. Not sure how far back Hornaday and Hamilton fell. Todd Bodine catching the 164 truck. Not going to be able to get around him into turns 1 and 2. We'll stay behind him. Not looking to make a pass on the backstretch either. Slip underneath him off turn 4 now. Leaned on each other a little bit there. Bodine making the pass. I know the 126 truck is a lap down. Race leader Hans Good, Ron Hornaday, and Bobby Hamilton Sr. would be the trucks in front of Todd Bodine for position right now. And that would be it. 126 giving Todd Bodine plenty of room into 3 and 4. Give him a little push down the back straightaway. 14 laps to go. Can't tell if that's Hornaday or Bobby Hamilton. I may have just passed Eric Darnell. It's tough to tell for sure. Top 4 seemingly very spaced apart, though, following those green flag pit stops. Unless somebody is closing that gap or has closed the gap on Hans Good. I just don't think that's been the case so far during this run. See if maybe Musgrave gets caught by the leaders again and slows him down. He's already 1 lap down. So we have just 12 laps to go. Bodine catching a little draft. Got stuck behind Eric Darnell for at least another corner. Bit of a power slide there for Bodine as he makes the move. Hornaday is in 3rd in front of him, so Tom Bodine looking to beat this 33 truck for the 2nd time in this race. It's looking as if Hans Good should lead the most laps in this one, honestly, the way things are looking. 10 laps to go at the start-finish line this time by. Bobby Hamilton Sr. not that far in front of both the 33 and the 30. Bodine to the inside of Hornaday as the lap truck may have gotten into the way of the 33. Side draft on each other as they get down into turns 1 and 2. Great use of the pick there for Todd Bodine. Just clipped the lap truck off the exit of the corner. Wobbled a bit, but stays in the gas. Drives out of it. Hangs on to 3rd place. He's definitely got a shot at 2nd on Bobby Hamilton, but it's amazing how much Hans Good has pulled away in the 2nd half of this race. And if he could beat Ryan Hornaday with both of them having bonus points in this race, that'd be awesome too. Hornaday keeping up with Bodine right now. 8 laps to go, not going to let this 30 truck just drive away. More than a 6-second lead to the 3rd place truck. Bobby Hamilton just passed the 187. I don't think there's a chance the leaders catch Musgrave to put him a 2nd lap down, but if they do, leader, I should say, being Hans Good, it will slow him down quite a bit, but I think it's going to slow him down that much. 6.3 seconds back. About 0.3 quicker than Good that last lap, but really pulling away from Ron Hornaday. Gotta say he's getting himself in contention if we end up getting a green-white checker in this one. All you can ask for is a chance if you're Todd Bodine. 6 to go. The 18 truck of Bobby Hamilton Sr. right in front of him. Got a battle for 2nd in the late laps. This race at the Lowe's Motor Speedway. Hamilton with a block on the back straightaway. Nobody has anything for Hans Good. This will be the 4th top 5 of the season, though, for Bodine. His first in a non-win. 5.8 seconds off the lead. Big block by the 18 truck as they get down into turn 1. He might have ended up in the wall. I think Hornaday may catch Hamilton. Bodine to 2nd as he got by the 18. Caution free through 130 laps. .9 seconds back, 5.8 now. I'd say even with the penalty, or not the penalty, but the slow pit stop, I think that Hans Good was still going to win this race. It is amazing how far ahead he is right now. Trying to close that gap a little bit more, it looks like, assuming that's him. Bodine gets by David Reagan through turns 1 and 2. Two laps left. And Hans Good could win his second race of the season. What a run for that fantasy driver. Second win in 3 races nonetheless, as he won at Texas just 2 races ago. He may be the driver to beat on these mile-and-a-halfs this season, the way things are looking right now. Can he make a second-half run this season to try to win the championship is the next question. 1 lap remains. For Hans Good will stay green to the end of the race. No cautions on the final lap in this game. Tad Bodine pretty even that last lap with Good. I mean, he cut the lead in more than half. He was 12 seconds back when he first pitted, and we still had 53 laps to go. So 53 laps, he cut the lead down just over 6 seconds. And nowhere close to Good. Managed his tires well in the second half. Checkered flag in the air, and Hans Good will win at the Lowe's Motor Speedway. Todd Bodine will bring it home second, but beats Ron Hornaday to close the points gap down just a bit more. Hornaday finishes 4th, so we'll gain 10 points in this race. We'll cut the lead down to 65 with 13 races to go. Hans Good leads the most laps, wins the race with 53 laps led. Max points day for him. I think he had a max points day at Texas too, so the last 3 races, the winner has also led the most laps. Todd Bodine led 20 laps, finishing 2nd. Bobby Hamilton led 21 laps, finishes 3rd. Hornaday led 4 laps, he finishes in 4th place, and then Marvin Sheth rounds out the top 5, who came in 3rd in points. Claiborne finishes in 6th, Johnson 7th, Bill Lester 8th, Van Dyke 9th, and Stewart rounds out the top 10. And we had only 12 drivers finish on the lead lap with this race going caution-free. Our teammate Ted Musgrave finishes 27th with no laps led. And we had 3 DNFs in this race. Scott Legacy Jr. and Timothy Peters, teammates, blew an engine, and this one, the Clement, blew an engine also. 5.7 second margin of victory, 1 hour, 8 minutes, and 5 seconds total time of the race today, and only 3 lead changes. That's not accurate because we had more than 3 different leaders. I think. Yeah, we have... Well, I guess no, that makes sense. Yeah, we only had 4 leaders. Because Hornaday started on the pole, led the first 40 before losing the lead. Then Hamilton led 21, then Bodine led 20, and then Good led to the end of the final 53, so... which was when Bodine pitted. Yeah, nothing we really could have done different. Even if we had a faster stop, I don't think it would have been 5.7 seconds slower of a stop, honestly. Whoop. So, yeah, I couldn't get the sweep tonight either. That's the 2nd time in a row I haven't been able to get the sweep on this game in the Truck Series. Maybe another time we'll have a chance. Alright, so the next race will be at Talladega for the running of the Talladega 250. Be our first trip there in the Truck Series on this game. We only ran the Busch Series race there. Didn't have too hot of a finish. I'll check just to make sure. I don't think I finished in the top 10. Finished 11th. Better what I thought, but did not get a top 10. So hopefully we can have a fast truck. Try to contend for the win there. Ron Hornaday, again, 65-point lead, as I mentioned, over Bodine. Bodine beat him in both races, though, so that's what matters. We won the first race, and Hornaday finished 4th in the first race, if I remember correctly. We won, and then Hornaday finishes 4th in this race, and we finished 2nd. We led the most laps in the first race. Hornaday didn't lead any. So we had 10 bonus points to 0, and then we had 5 each in this race, which kind of canceled each other out. But we did beat him in both races, so we did our job at the end of the day. Moved from 3rd to 2nd in points tonight, too. So 2-horse race right now for the championship, but we still have 13 races to go. 2 more trips to Talladega, or 2 trips in general to Talladega. Our first one will be the next race, and then Daytona yet on the schedule as well. 2 more 50% races. We have our only road course race at Watkins Glen after the second Daytona race. So where's the schedule for this week? The streaming schedule, it's on the community tab. I already uploaded it. So tomorrow night we will be streaming at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It will be the Busch Series race at Michigan on the channel with this game. So that will be, again, tomorrow night at 8. Most of the time we're going to have later start times for any of the games during the week, the gaming streams. Now that the weather's a little warmer, I'll be golfing after work. So instead of starting the streams at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard start time, they'll probably be like at 7 or 8 most of the time. So just be on the lookout for that. That's the way it was last year, too, and the year before, just so that way I can get some extra time off of work. I'm still obviously doing stuff on the channel too, but also dedicating my time elsewhere after work during the week. Pretty much only on Tuesday through Thursdays, though. Monday, Friday streams will still start at 6. Friday, obviously, this week, the Truck Series is racing, but when the trucks are racing on a Saturday or off in general, we won't have, I should say if the Truck and Xfinity aren't on Friday nights, then Friday night streams will still start at 6, and then Mondays will start at 6, but as far as Tuesday through Thursday, those will be start times anywhere between 7 to 8 going forward for pretty much the rest of the actual NASCAR season for the most part. Unless there's like a rainy day coming up, I'll schedule it for 6, but I'll know in advance. I'll try to keep an eye on the weather as much as possible. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you guys tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard start time for our Michigan Busch race. Appreciate it, everybody. Have a good rest of your Monday evening.